Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I have forever and always believed that Descendants and Zombies helped us become the best of friends, and it really showed us how much valuable life truly is, because of how precious time is, how we only have one life to live, and we have every moment in this lifetime to make count and really matter for each and every single person who ever believed in Descendants and Zombies. And this is happening every single day, because somebody is a fan of Descendants and Zombies. Somebody is forever and always on YouTubing their favorite Descendants and Zombies moments, characters, songs. For whatever reasons, they are a fan of Descendants and Zombies. And because of that, this YouTube channel has received worldwide popularity and became one of the most revered and most popular Descendants and Zombies YouTube channels in the world right now because of each and every one of you. Never because I decided to upload videos at random about Descendants and Zombies one morning when I woke up, and I got over 1,000 views on one video about Descendants and Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell. It happened because you guys felt the same way that I did about how Kylie Cantrell was being treated, or how Dove Cameron was being perceived, how Malia Baker was never really being given much of a chance, or Ruby Rose Turner was being looked at in that same light. But it was because of their beautiful friendships that was always being put on display, and were always being given so much credit by fans, that I fell in love with these franchises because I was looking for a reason. I was searching for a reason to be heard and seen again by a global audience, and Descendants and Zombies presented me with that chance. So because Descendants and Zombies gave me that opportunity and presented me with that chance, I wanted to showcase it for its true value and its true worth for what felt like forever for me. I never thought I'd be able to do it, because my voice had always been heard on different commentaries for different niches, like video games, TV shows, and movies, and everything pop culture related, from Taylor Swift to Jessica Simpson to Ariana Grande. You name the celebrity, and I've talked about them on some radio show, some YouTube video, or some form of syndication that I've kind of forgotten about, because Descendants and Zombies and this passion that I've showcased for these two franchises has overtaken my world and become such a valuable part and asset of my lifetime that I can't go on without talking about Descendants and Zombies. So what that means is that I could be on my roof, putting shingles on my roof, and almost fall off my roof fearing for my life, and still have to come on here and talk about Descendants and Zombies. I could be anywhere out there in the world today, out to the mall, out to the movies, doing some kind of review that I would be getting paid for, but that means nothing to me, because I'm not sitting here talking with each and every one of you about how I felt about that particular moment in history, or Descendants and Zombies, and how much it means to each and every one of you. No matter where I go, no matter what becomes of me, I will never forget the imprint that Descendants and Zombies has forever and always left on my heart, because it means so much to me to be able to sit here every single day, even if that means for the rest of my life, talking about Descendants and Zombies, because it gave us the opportunity to get to know each other, to meet for the very first time, and it became the greatest honor of my life, and I really perceived it as a gift, because one lifetime only happens once every lifetime. So because it only happens once every lifetime, you've got to honor that opportunity, because you only get one opportunity and one go-around to make count and really matter in this lifetime. I have no idea what that garbage truck is doing outside my house. I know it's garbage collection day. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's garbage collection day. Shout out to you guys. Great work. But the thing is, I really do love talking about Descendants and Zombies, and I've always loved showcasing it for you guys. I love the festive times of year and tying in conversations that relate to Descendants and Zombies, such as Halloween and Christmas and New Year's. Because I really do believe that you only have one life to live, and you only have one opportunity to make so many friends that you hold close to your heart. And we have very few people that come into our lives time and time again, because it only ever happens once, that we keep in our lives for forever, because we consider them to be our best friends, and we hold them closer than everybody else that we see in our lifetime. People we tell everything to, people we share passions with, like Descendants and Zombies. Because I really do believe that some of the best friendships of all time have happened because of our bond that we've developed because of Descendants and Zombies. How we can talk about fairy tale characters more than ever before, like Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty. I can go on for hours about hundreds of different fairy tales that Disney has drawn inspiration from ever since its first silent film was turned into a classic, Snow White, back hundreds of years ago. It was amazing how Disney would draw inspiration from all these classics, and now these unique twists provided to us because of Descendants and Zombies is a very different take on tales like Snow White and Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella, I know, but I think more people than ever before have found a greater inspiration and draw inspiration from these characters because of how these celebrities like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker have been able to put such a unique twist and turns in the plot on this franchise. Because coming up in Descendants 5, Wonderland, we will meet Liamani Segura for the first time ever as a Descendants character. We remember her from High School Musical, the series, the musical, but we have never ever seen her portray a character or bring a character to life the way that she's going to be bringing Liamani Segura, the Pink character, to life in the Descendants franchise, presenting more conflict than ever before. And for those of you who have siblings in your life, a brother or a sister, you know exactly what I'm talking about, how you're always in each other's faces, how you don't really agree with each other's opinion, but at the end of every single day, because of your sibling quarrel, you realize the most valuable thing about life and the most precious thing, that you love each other. And that's exactly what this quarrel between Pink and Red, which will be presented for sure, I have no doubt in my mind, in the Descendants franchise, will put into perspective for us and really illustrate in such a profound way. The same way that Ruby Rose Turner's character Bridget was put there with the sole purpose, put in this franchise, to really illustrate how much of a profound impact kindness can have on a person's life. Because all I've ever wanted to do on this show was put forth a message of kindness. Now, a lot of people really don't believe in my own message. People that I see every single day who don't watch this show think that I'm pretty ludicrous. You know, I'm pretty out there by trying to put out a message of kindness. But the thing is, I think some way or somehow I've been successful at doing that, because somebody 7 years old understands me more than somebody probably 25 who watches this show, because they are smarter than they are ever given credit for. So because they hear my voice and they understand me for wanting to spread a message of kindness, they too go out into the world at school or on their way home or with their parents every single day at the mall or at the supermarket, and they try to spread their own message of kindness. They don't know how they're going to do it, but they try to do it. And they leave comments in these videos about how they try to do it every single day, because these videos inspire them to be a kinder person, such like Ruby Rose Turner inspired me to be kinder to each and every single person that I encounter in my lifetime, because I am a firm believer there are never enough kind people that we see in this world. I certainly hope there isn't a zombie apocalypse happening outside my house. This happens every single time I shoot a video on this show. And if you watch a video at the right time every day, you'll hear sounds that will convince you that there's a zombie apocalypse happening at that very moment. I've shot many videos of the Worlds Collide tour where I thought that was happening and I thought I was going to have to fear for my life. But that's the cool thing about living near a soda plantation and a chemical plant. You never know what's going to happen from one moment to the next. And I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the only one crazy enough to live near a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could explode at any given moment. But I love every single moment, every single chance I have to record a video for each and every one of you, because I get to talk about my favorite moments from the Zombies franchise, which I think more people drew inspiration from than ever giving credit for, because of just how beautiful the relationship between Zed and Addison's characters, Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly, was. Because no matter what you were going through in your own life, you could achieve acceptance, and a dream was that much closer to you than you ever realized. For joining the cheerleading squad, or the football team, or the swim team, or joining the gym, they offered you inspiration. And that's what really stood out to me about this franchise and its characters more than every other franchise that was given a chance by Disney years ago, because High School Musical and Hannah Montana really was given a chance, and perhaps more of a chance than ever given credit for, because of the character that Miley Cyrus brought to life. Miley Stewart portraying the double life. Miley Cyrus, of course, playing Miley Stewart and Hannah Montana. Ever before Dove Cameron did it in a series like Liv and Maddie, because if anything, Liv and Maddie was a series originally sketched to be bits and pieces that drew inspiration from Hannah Montana. They tried to put a unique twist and turn on the Hannah Montana franchise, because Dove Cameron tried to play off the double life. I think she did it successfully, but never as successfully as what Miley Cyrus did, because Miley Cyrus did it in her own unique way and went on to become one of the most revered Disney Channel stars of all time, perhaps the greatest of all time. And you see, that's where my issue lies with these Disney stars of old. The Disney stars of old are still getting recognized for their contributions to Disney. So it's been 10 years since Descendants of Zombies. So if there ever was a time more apparent to be crediting other stars for their success stories, it would have to be the stars of Descendants and Zombies for the profound impact and imprint they have left on our hearts. Especially when I see Kylie Control crying all the time on YouTube videos because she can't make sense of the direction of her career because of something she may have said that may have been misinterpreted or taken out of context, because there's nothing worse than having what you said taken out of context, your political point of view, your opinion on a relationship, your opinion on a certain celebrity, because I saw this time and time again with other celebrities that did interviews in PR for Disney Channel, like Miley Cyrus years ago, that dispute she had with Jamie Foxx and how she never received a personal apology from how she felt about Jamie Foxx and what happened there. It happens all the time. It happens day after day with Taylor Swift. If it's not Kanye West she has issues with, it's somebody else. And I think it's got to do with the rarity of that celebrity and how they feel and how people know they can forever and always get reactions out of them. So because they know that people like Ruby and Kylie have such genuine souls and really big hearts, they take advantage of them by uploading videos with their opinions in them, which they have no business doing in the first place. Because I see so much dedication coming from Kylie Control. I see so much heart coming from Ruby Rose Turner, and I believe they deserve to be given more of a chance. And the people that are giving them more of a chance, like you guys, who are the fans of Descendants and Zombies, who couldn't be more appreciative than you already are of people like Ruby and Kylie, that's who I give the credit to. That's who I give the shout-outs to, because you guys made everything happen. You're the reason why this YouTube channel exists. You're the reason why I can sit here and never feel more proud than I already do to sit here in this chair every day for the rest of my life talking about Descendants and Zombies, because there's no denial coming from me that I think Ruby Rose Turner is incredible, that I think Meg Donnelly is fantastic, that I think Leomani Segura is going to contribute a lot to the Descendants franchise, and I put my heart into what I believe about these franchises, because I know somewhere out there today there's somebody watching this video who just got home from school who wants to believe in more than she ever has, that there's going to be a new chapter in Descendants that she can be excited about and feel fulfilled because there's going to be new music, there's going to be a new chapter, a new story, and we're going to find out what the consequences of time travel from the previous installment, The Rise of Red, truly was, and if it was really all that Chloe and Red ever imagined it would be. I think they're going to question their choices in the first movie without a doubt, but their friendship is going to be tested and become stronger from chapter to chapter in the Descendants franchise, which is something I couldn't be more excited about. Because I think that friendship is sometimes that we take for granted a lot of the time, and I think there has never been really a greater appreciation or value put on that kind of thing, and I think this is the first franchise to really do it, and do it in such an emphatic way. Because if I were to sit here and tell you that Descendants and Zombies never inspired me, I would be telling you the biggest lie ever, because it really did. It was the first franchise in about 15 years since Hannah Montana and High School Musical showed up that really inspired me to sit here and create hundreds of videos on a franchise that we grew up with and that we loved. Now, while I may have watched Descendants for the first time when I was 25, I remember the profound impact it had on my heart, because when I was 25, I was really trying to put my life back together because of everything going on in it, personally and professionally. And I was really looking for a franchise to give me a chance to stand in the spotlight and show you guys how much a franchise could mean to a person. And I was able to do that through the power of Descendants and Zombies, talking about my favorite moments, my favorite songs, what made me a fan of Descendants and Zombies, that made me stand out from a crowd, like you guys do every single day, because every Descendants fan has a reason for being a fan of Descendants. No matter who they are or where they come from, they have a different reason from everybody else as to why they're drawn in to Descendants and Zombies. It may be because of the costumes, it may be because of the songs, it may be because of the music, it may be because of the story, it may be because of the person playing the character like Red and Chloe, Kylie Control, Malia Baker, who everybody draws inspiration from. I go all the way back to Are You Afraid of the Dark in 2022, Curse of the Shadows, I think the miniseries was called. It was produced by Nickelodeon, but it was a great way to reboot a series that first premiered on October 31st, 1990. That was over 35 years ago this year. And that's really hard to believe. On Halloween night this year, we'll celebrate the 35th anniversary of Are You Afraid of the Dark. Malia Baker's contributions to that were a contribution that I will never ever forget, because I remember the original Midnight Society and how they would sit around a campfire and they would tell stories that would trigger your imagination in a way that nothing else Nickelodeon or Disney had ever distributed in the early 1990s ever could or ever would ever again. So I want to say thank you to people like Kylie Control and Malia Baker for bringing series like High School Musical, the series to life in a way that nobody else ever could. And of course, Are You Afraid of the Dark, which gave Malia Baker her really first breakout role as a star on Nickelodeon, going from that to Descendants and triggering more chances for her than ever before. Because beautiful friendships happened because of Descendants and Zombies. And that's something that I give them a profound amount of credit for and show them an undeniable amount of respect for. Because I think that when you show up to review Descendants and Zombies, correct me if I'm wrong, you've got to notice that. You don't choose to immediately throw criticism in the way of somebody because they feel a certain way about another friend they have or a girl that came into their life without any explanation whatsoever, because they just showed up in each other's lives without any explanation. And from the very first moment they laid eyes on each other on the set of Descendants or Disney Channel, they fell in love with each other and they became the best of friends, watching Shrek together, telling each other everything. I think these are moments that we really have to hold on to and we have to forever and always cherish because they forever and always meant something to them. So why can't these moments mean so much to us as fans? Because I think that each and every single one of us, no matter who we are, have at least one friend in our lifetime that we wish we could hold on to for forever and really keep. Like how Casper wanted to keep Kat in the Casper 1995 live-action movie. Many of you are probably too young to remember it, but halfway through the movie, at the conclusion of the movie, Casper had his dream come true to be a real boy and to take Kat to the Halloween ball. And at the end of the Halloween ball, he looked at Kat and he whispered in her ear, and he said, "Can I keep you?" Because that's all he ever wanted. He wanted to keep that true love into his life no matter what sacrifices he had to make, no matter what anybody thought of him. Casper just wanted to achieve acceptance, and he had that opportunity by asking her the simple question, the simple request of, "Can I keep you?" And after he whispered that into her ear, his dream became that much more of a reality than he ever thought it would. And I think ever since 1995's premiere of Casper, everybody's drawn inspiration from whatever movie they remember being a fan of, because I go all the way back to Dennis the Menace in 1993, The Flintstones, Casper, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was a fan of every franchise that you could possibly think of, but I can never remember a franchise having such a profound impact on my heart as much as what Descendants and Zombies has. It's given me the chance to reach out to a global audience, tell you guys how I feel about Descendants and Zombies, and that means more to me than I could ever put into words for you on this YouTube channel, no matter how long I was given on this YouTube channel to put into perspective how I felt about Descendants and Zombies. This is one experience in my lifetime that I will never ever forget, and I will forever and always have a special place in my heart reserved for because of how we feel about Descendants and Zombies. Because it's not just because of one person and how they feel about a franchise. It's not just about how you feel about a franchise, but it's about how you understand how a franchise has evolved from something so small into something so spectacular and really into a global phenomenon, because it's reached out and it's touched the hearts of so many wonderful people and told you and let you know that it's okay, it's alright to be a fan of Descendants and Zombies. Because I'm here to let you guys know that there is nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. For whatever reason that you are a fan of these two franchises, there really has never been nothing wrong with being a fan of who and what you love and feeling inspired by it. Blast your favorite Descendants songs, no matter how many noise complaints you get from your neighbors downstairs or across the street from you. If you're passionate about something because you only have one life to live and one chance to really stand up because of that, then blast your favorite Descendants songs, Fight of Our Lives, If Only, Space Between, and have fun doing it. Because we only get one go around in this lifetime and one chance to make everything mean something to us and really matter. And that's why I love hosting this show so much, and while I come back later on this afternoon and later on tonight with another show, probably 3 or 4 of them, because I really do love the chance of getting to know each and every one of you for the passions that we share and have shared together about Descendants and Zombies, because it's been the greatest honor of my life, really a privilege, to sit in front of this microphone and get to know each and every one of you. And day by day, everybody is subscribing to this YouTube channel. That's why it's achieved so much rarity. That's why it's becoming noticed. It's because of each and every one of you. I will admit to each and every one of you, I got the biggest crush in the world on Ruby Rose Turner, and I love talking about Ruby so much on my YouTube channel because Ruby inspired me to be a better person. And there's no shame or denial coming from me about that, because if there was one character that stood out as my favorite of this entire franchise, if there were 10, 15 characters that had a greater appreciation and empathy for them, it would have to have been Ruby Rose Turner, because of genuinely kind the girl was. I think that every opportunity Ruby had to be kind to somebody, she really used that to her fullest advantage, and she capitalized on that because she knew she had something special that separated her from every other actress who was a part of whatever franchise most popular, Orange is the New Black, and eventually Descendants. She had something special, and she just wanted to showcase that in a way nobody else ever could. And for that, I just simply want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for having believed in my vision for Descendants and Zombies in the way that you have. Because this has really given me a chance to be seen and heard by a whole new global audience, Many of your parents probably remember hearing me years ago when I would be offering relationship advice on some podcast before they would go out on a date with your dad because they couldn't make sense of their own life and they were trying to find a reason to go on with it. And many of you are probably here because of my previous shows and my previous archives because of the advice that I offered years ago. But I say this because I've never felt more honored to be here and to be talking about Descendants of Zombies and to have captivated thousands of people because of how I feel about a particular franchise. And the cool thing is this story is far from over. So for those of you who believe that this story is far from over, I support you. And I want you guys to know that I love you so much, man. Because talking about Descendants of Zombies has been the greatest honor of my life. If not before, it's become the greatest honor of my life. And I just want you guys to know that you mean so much to me for just being here. And all I just want to do is say thank you so much. Take this opportunity upon myself to say thank you so much for having believed in these franchises, for how much you have, and really giving me a chance. Guys, if you haven't rang my bell to stay up to with notifications on this YouTube channel and what's happening here, you're probably going to want to do that. Also, hit my like button and hit my subscribe button. I would really appreciate it because this conversation can go on for forever. And I love that so much about Descendants of Zombies, all the predictions and theories we have about it, and that we share it with each other every single time that I drop a video on this YouTube channel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upload this first video this morning. I never know how much of a reach each video is going to have, but I know somewhere, somehow it reaches out and touches the hearts of so many people who proudly have said they are fans of Descendants of Zombies, and that means so much to me, more than you guys could ever imagine. Thank you guys so much, because life really is sweeter when all of us are, and all we have left to do in the foreseeable future is to stay calm and zombie on, because that's the only way to be in this lifetime. Guys, I love you guys so much, man. Thank you so much for being the fans of Descendants of Zombies, so loyal to the product as you have been over the last decade, because you had better believe this story is far from over.